Hi, this is Ken Murphy with SAP Insider, and I am reporting live from the SAP Insider Financials 2015 event here in Las Vegas. And this afternoon, I am pleased to be joined by Gretchen Kincade of GE Water and Brian Shannon of Dolphin. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Welcome.
Gretchen, I was hoping we could start, if you could just introduce your roles and responsibilities with GE Water and tell us a little bit about the company.
Sure. I am currently the buy-to-pay process leader at GE Water. And at GE Water, we are a business that is working to provide global solutions for water purification, water availability, and reuse globally. So we have 8,000 employees, and we're located in 130 countries.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about the accounts payable department?
Sure. Well, we have 4 poles. So we have North America, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We have Asia Pacific and Latin America. And so we always have to follow the enterprise standards, which are the GE guidelines that they give us for accounts payable. And that's generally what we're working on right now with our AP digitization project.
Okay. And my understanding is that you undertook an AP optimization project in SAP.
Yes.
Can you address that and just talk about the lessons learned there?
Sure. We did a major AP optimization implementation over the last 3 years we've been working on, and it includes implementing the Dolphin workflow as well as connectivity for our ACH portal that feeds our GE Treasury. Lessons learned is you need to make sure that you are very closely aligned with your IT group, that you understand all the needs that they do, because obviously this requires a lot of technical expertise and a lot of toll gate things that you need to be cognizant of. I think you also need to be aware systematically within SAP how all these tools configure together. And I think, and also creating a tight response plan is important, so that when you're going through and you've completed your project, what falls out, what needs to be done, how do you communicate back to users in making sure that training is critical, even if it becomes a reiterative process.
Right. And what about more at the beginning of the project, like when you started out and set out, what were the goals set for the project at the onset? Yeah,
the goals were a touch-free solution that would minimize, obviously people involvement from the business, but also within finance accounts payable. We wanted it to be more efficient because we had a lot of people doing manual processes. They were, people with stacks of invoices on their desk because they had to manually scan it in accounts payable. We needed to upgrade our software. So I think the combination of that with the efficiency of using the tools that we already had was what we're focused on.
Yeah, and can you bring us up to date with as far as achieving those goals?
Sure. We completed our Asia Pacific rollout of the Dolphin workflow. That's been the last phase. We're basically 80% of the way there. We are now going to be working on our Latin America pole in terms of actually implementing the Dolphin workflow and e-invoicing solutions and different things.
Okay. Can you also discuss the experience of realizing additional early payment discounts?
Oh, sure. What we did is we were able to achieve from Dolphin the fields that we needed to start to work proactively. So if we saw an invoice sitting in Dolphin and we knew it was close to the discounts, our corporate team was able to create a report that actually made things actionable. We could then communicate that with our teams, and they could start going after various teams to make sure we were getting things processed. And also as part of our meetings that we had with our sourcing groups and operations teams, is the ability to take the Dolphin data, plug it, show them on the screen where they were missing discounts, understand why they were missing discounts, and we were able to make a huge improvement from year end into the beginning of this year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Quite a lengthy list of benefits.
Yes, yep.
Turning now to Brian, Gretchen again mentioned quite a few. Are there any additional benefits that she hasn't mentioned that, as far as tackling an AP optimization project SAP can reap?
Sure. So generally, we would look at them in 3 different categories. The ability to contain or reduce cost structure, and the simplified workflow that Gretchen mentioned is part of that supports that. Optimizing cash flow, and you heard about the cash discounts, so getting transactions into the system as rapidly as possible and reducing the cycle time. gives organizations like GE Water the control to pay those invoices when it makes financial sense. And the third dimension of benefits is really around risk mitigation. So the control, you heard about the stacks of paper, there's no control inherent in any of that. So having transactions that are scanned and then immediately indexed and processed through the system in a very controlled environment with workflow that is meeting their compliance requirements would be another of the benefits.
Okay, I want to turn the topic to change management because it's often cited as an important lesson from these types of projects. Can you address change management?
Sure. You could throw any technology you want at a problem and it doesn't necessarily correct the issue. So the process-centric innovation that we're talking about in these projects requires strong leadership from the project sponsors, requires proactive communication at all times, and engagement of all the different constituents and stakeholders. So the procurement teams, the treasury teams, the IT teams that were mentioned. Without that continuous effort from the get-go on the project all the way through, the project may not succeed.
You're nodding your head, so
yes, absolutely. No, everything Brian said was spot on. Yeah.
Okay, and can you, Gretchen, address GE Water and the Ariba implementation?
Sure. Ariba is kind of our go-forward phase. AP digitization is to make us compliant with GE and corporate standards. What we'd like to do is start moving forward because we see a lot of benefits with Ariba because our vendors need visibility and that is a great tool for them to get that information. So they can see when receipts are done, they can see, and they can invoice us, and everything is in line with absolutely hardly any manual touch points other than keystrokes.
Right, okay, great. Well, I appreciate you both joining us this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Again, this is Ken Murphy with SAP Insider and reporting live from the SAP Insider Financials 2015 event. We've been speaking with Gretchen Kincade and Brian Shannon.